Hi, and welcome to this week's Friday Musings. Well, in fact, I'm cheating because it's actually Wednesday. But anyways, I wanted to talk to you about virtual assistants. So I recently, and I mean recently, like I'm in my second week, went through a process with an organisation called Virtual Elves to engage a VA to help me with a lot of the administrative work within my business. So I had a part-time employee last year, and she was local, so she worked in the office with me. And then when things got really, really tight, sort of maybe July, August last year, I needed to let her go because we couldn't afford to pay her anymore. And so I was feeling really nervous about engaging someone else. I didn't want to bring on someone and then have to let them go, because obviously when you get a job you start making plans, and I just didn't want to have to let someone go. But I'd been thinking about a virtual assistant and wondering whether it was going to work or not. So I had a chat with Chrissy Smith from Virtual Elves, and the process that they follow is just so easy. You pay a small fee, they go and do the recruitment, you then have an interview with the people, and they have, so once you start, they have all these conversations to facilitate, they have checklists. My person, Karen, who is working with me, is fantastic, and the pure benefit to the business is amazing. So I've using the principles from Dan Martell's book Buy Back Your Time around how you can delegate in a way where you still have control. Read Control Freak, me. And so for me, I'll draft the work and then Karen will build it. So she goes into my client's SharePoints and she builds all of the procedures and the management system elements in SharePoint for me. And then I go through and check. So we're following this 10-80-10 principle. So I do the first 10%, she does the next 80, and then I do that final 10. And that, coupled with the change I made to my calendar, which I think we spoke about in my last video, it's just been phenomenal. Like, my stress levels have dropped dramatically. Karen is amazing, and it's just, everything just works so efficiently. We've got a great system set up with Trello, just assigning the work through to her. She does the work, it comes back to me. If there's changes that we need to make, it all happens, and I just cannot overstate how easy the system was, that process was. I think it may have been maybe 2, maybe 3 weeks maximum from when I reached out to when I had Karen starting. So for those of you who need a really good cost-effective option to get some extra resources in your business, I highly recommend considering a virtual assistant. And if you're super keen, then definitely reach out to Chrissy Smith and the team at Virtual Elves. I'll pop their details in the comments, because they were fantastic, and it has made it so easy, and I highly recommend it. So anyways, now that I'm going to have more time, maybe there'll be more of these posts coming up again. But anyways, until next week, I'll talk to you later. Bye.